Crypto isn't looking good right now. And I keep getting asked, when will you admit that this crypto bull market is over and that we're heading into a multi-year crypto bear market? Well, I'll only admit it if this one signal flashes. If it flashes, I'm out. No ifs, no buts. I'll sell it all. But it hasn't flashed yet. So in this video, I'll show you what it is and why it's so significant in deciding whether or not we're going to have the biggest crypto bull market in crypto history, or whether we are truly going to roll into a bear market and see significantly lower prices for Bitcoin and the altcoins. I'll show you what I'm doing to prepare for the next moves with logic, data, and no emotion, because I think it's fairly obvious what we can expect to see happen next across the crypto markets. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's unpack this. Now guys, before I show you one of the key signals that has the ability to make or break this crypto market, as well as another key chart that I'm going to show you later on that you're going to want to stick around for, just a quick disclaimer. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. If you wish to invest in crypto, you should understand that it's risky and you can lose money. So don't risk money that you can't afford to lose, and always do your own research before investing in anything. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's crack on with it. Now guys, another Monday. Bitcoin rolling back to the bottom of this range once more at $87,600 at the time of making this video. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were up at $97,000, anticipating a significant recovery for crypto. It feels like we've seen this happen time and time again, and there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. Put on top of that, news about tariffs, Greenland, an uprising in the Middle East, the Japan carry trade, no interest rate cuts, government shutdown coming, and the Clarity app for crypto delayed again. It's easy to understand why people are losing faith. So what we've got to decide right now is whether or not all of the worry and news that we're seeing is the same as every time that we've seen worry and news and panic across this crypto market over the last few years. Because each and every time we saw massive fear enter into the market, it was pretty much the bottom. But if you can think back to those times, you'll realize that it never felt like the bottom. But of course, bear markets do exist. Prices do go down. And if you look across various different charts right now, many people are feeling like this is the end, like we can't possibly recover because Bitcoin is on the verge of falling off the face of a cliff. And if it does that, it's likely going to take the altcoins with it. So we need to decide whether or not this is a legendary buying opportunity or whether or not we should rightfully be panicking like the majority of people are right now. Well, there's one chart that I think shows you this. And I know many people down below are like, this guy is a perma-bull. He's just going to keep being bullish forevermore to try and grow his YouTube channel. And I get it. If you've been subscribed to this channel since the end of 2022, then fair enough. You probably only ever have seen me bullish. But if you were subscribed before that, you've probably seen me bearish. So am I really a perma-bull, or is there anything that could possibly switch me out of being bullish into being bearish? Well, yes there is, and I believe it's this chart that I'm about to show you. Now if you can think back to the video that I made last week, you will have heard me talk about two key things for crypto: liquidity and risk. What's the smart money doing? Do they feel risk? Should they be worried? Because there is one key thing that can end this crypto bull market once and for all, and that would be a significant recession or a decline in kind of global financial conditions. We saw it back in 2008, and if you've paid attention to the 18.5-year housing market cycle, that clearly ends in 2026. So does it end now, or does it end towards the end of 2026? Because that has significant repercussions on whether or not we hold crypto now, or whether we should be getting out. And these are two other things that I talked about in that video. So let's understand whether we should be scared in the markets right now. Well, where do we look? How do we understand whether or not it's actually a really bad time to be in the market or not? Well, we need to look at what the banks, institutions, smart money are doing. Are they leaning towards panic and recession is coming, or are they positioning themselves for a big year ahead? Now, I know you've seen the Bitcoin chart showing you that whales are accumulating Bitcoin in massive numbers. That's obviously a positive thing, but we need to think outside of crypto. Maybe the whales in crypto are dumb and don't know what they're doing. Let's think about what banks and institutions are doing. Remember, every single year that JP Morgan and all of these banks have been in business, pretty much without fail, they have made money, which means that they know what is about to happen. So by understanding what they're preparing for, we can understand how to prepare as well. And here's the chart that I want to pay attention to because I think it is very key. Now, I talked the other day about HYG and IEF. So what are they? Well, HYG is iShares iBox High Yield Corporate Bond ETF. It tracks junk bonds. It's effectively debt from lower rated companies. When HYG goes up, it usually means smart money is willing to take risk and believe the economy credit conditions are stable. IEF, on the other hand, tracks US government bonds, a safe haven asset. When IEF goes up, usually signals fear, recession hedging, or failing interest rate expectations. So HYG effectively represents the roller coaster at the theme park, while IEF represents the little kiddie's train ride that isn't going to be so exciting, but is going to feel way less dangerous. And as you can see right now, HYG, or the high risk corporate shares, are going up versus IEF. This is a very key indicator because, as you can see over time, it typically dumps weeks before significant sell-off events take place. You can see here that this was around the 7th of April. If you can look at this Bitcoin chart, you can think back to what happened on the 7th of April. Tariffs came in. If we'd got out of crypto somewhere around the 21st of January, where it got rejected here, we would have been pretty happy because that was around Donald Trump getting into office. When we saw the Trump meme coin exploding, that was pretty much when the entire crypto market was seeing significant highs. If we can think back to before that, 5th of August, this was the Japan carry trade. But as you can see, weeks before, this was starting to sell off. So we're not just focusing on this, we're focusing on the weeks before this happening, showing that a significant worry event happens, okay? They are aware, the smart money, the banks, the institutions, with all of their connections, with all of their study, with all of their understanding, which is significantly more in depth, I think, than any of us could ever really achieve, is showing us that when major panic events happen, that this chart already feels it out months in advance. And look, this is what the 2008 financial crisis looked like, but you can see that it basically starts to fall from around 2007, telling you nearly a year in advance, despite the fact that retail and everyone was partying and happy about how everything was going because they were all making tons of money. These guys in the background were making a move that told us that something worrying is gonna show up. Not yet, but in the future. This is like a forward-looking indicator for what we can expect to see in the economy. So while we're seeing stuff about Trump, tariff, Greenland, Japan, government shutdown, and all these other things coming up, apparently, these guys aren't worried. The smart money isn't worried. And remember, the smart money traditionally makes money year on year. And as you can see right now, it appears to continue to be going up. And it will soon, by the look of it, run into this red zone. Now, this red zone, over the past few years, at least 10 years, has represented a significant resistance point where institutions, banks, etc. can't break through. But as you can see right now, we've broken this downtrend. And right now we are putting in higher lows and higher highs, which should tell us there's a very good chance of breaking through this zone. I believe that if we are breaking significantly higher than this is going to be party time for crypto. Bitcoin and the altcoins will be showing significant strength. But if we are going to significantly start seeing a sell-off in this, I'm going to get out because this tells me that the banks and institutions are seeing something major that we all should be worried about rather than what we are able to read on the news. Because remember, the news is just an instrument to get you to make a decision and not always the right one. But I get it. You're like, we hold crypto. We don't hold stocks and bonds. Why does this matter? Guys, crypto is a risk asset. If HYG is the roller coaster and IEF is the little kids train at the theme park, then Bitcoin, and more specifically the altcoins, are effectively the 40-meter cliff dive. Because as you know, it could be the best time of your life, or it could literally be the end of it. Similar with altcoins, where you could literally make endless amounts of money in no time at all, or you could lose it all. And what we really need to see is not only liquidity arriving in the markets, but institutions, banks, and everyone going risk on. Now, here's the problem. Who's going to be buying crypto? And I see it all down below in the comments. Retail doesn't want to buy crypto. Well, let's be honest here. You guys and I are retail. And what typically happens every time the market goes up? Everybody is asking, what should I buy? How should I buy? Where should I buy? Give me somewhere to buy. Everybody wants to buy. And that typically happens after the market goes up. And as you know, over the past year or two, every single time the market is down, retail sells. They don't want to be in the market. They never buy when the market's down. Who buys? Well, smart money, institutions. As well as that, you get VCs injecting money. You get market makers using funds from the project injecting money. It pushes all of the market up. And typically, this then results in retail FOMOing in. Retail doesn't come in until later on in the cycle. Now, I know I might be going on a bit, but these are some really key charts that show you exactly where we're at, in my opinion. This is silver. As you know, the silver price is at all-time highs right now. It's been going almost vertical. And this is Google Trends showing you the search term silver right now. As you can see, it is peaking significantly. It's higher than it's been for like 5 or 6 years. So why does this matter? Should we be selling all of our crypto to go and buy metals? Well, probably not. Because if we look at this crypto search term, you can see every single time this peaks basically indicates that the market is peaking. You can see back in August, we saw altcoins and everything rallying significantly. Yes, we got higher from Bitcoin into October, but many altcoins topped around this point. You can see around January the 19th to the 25th, which is exactly that time that we saw the HYG and IEF peaking, which is exactly when Donald Trump got into office. You can go back to March the 3rd, 2024. You could see that everyone was searching for crypto, exactly the time when Bitcoin and all the altcoins were peaking. And then you can see from around the end of 2022 all the way through 2023, no one was searching for crypto. As you are aware, if you had been getting into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, major altcoins, etc., through this period of time, you would be significantly up. Despite what's happened in the market over the last kind of 4 to 5 months or so, you would be up. But typically what happens is people are only interested in buying when the market is at the hottest. Like silver, which you can see is up here right now. And this, in my opinion, means that the silver bull market is very much nearly over. When it finishes, I don't know. But I'm not going to speculate on whether or not it's going to carry on going much further, because there's a lot of money that are up a lot, and not many people stupid enough to continue buying the top to support all of that money trying to exit on silver. And all of what I've shown you, I believe, is telling us something very key. Right now, we've seen the rotation from low risk towards riskier times. It's taking a long time to play out. I'm very aware of that. I know how painful and boring it is that Bitcoin and the altcoins are sat in this channel. They've been selling off and the market looks very bleak. But there is a move to this thing. I've told you over the course of this year that smart money moves between risk off and risk on. And there's a pathway of risk where you have like low risk bonds, and then you move into higher risk bonds, and then you move into property, and then you move into like large company stocks like Amazon and Apple and all of these. That's why the stock market's been rallying like crazy. And then you move into the smaller cap stocks like the Russell 2000, which if you put the Russell 2000 versus the SPX, which is the stock market or the top 500, it shows you here that the small cap stocks are now starting to outperform the large cap stocks because they've broken out of this key pattern. And now what happens is simply that we are likely to start seeing Bitcoin run at some point, I don't know, and then the altcoins. And this is the reason that despite all of the terrible and worrying news that you've been seeing happen across the crypto markets, that actually Bitcoin doesn't seem to be able to push lower than that $80,000 level that it hit around a couple of months ago. And that's a very key thing, because there's a lot of fear and worry in the market right now, and yet it doesn't seem to be pushing lower, which tells you that a lot of people have been shaken out. Anyone who wanted to sell is probably already sold, and that means that there is a time for accumulation. How long that takes, I don't really know. Whether or not we get a dip down towards 80k again, I don't really care, because what I try to do is buy crypto at a discount and then sell it somewhere later in the year when everybody is screaming, what do I buy? When crypto is in a similar position to what silver and gold are doing, then I will be selling and I'll be bearish. And the same people that are calling me an idiot for being bullish right now will be calling me an idiot for being bearish. So what am I going to do? Well, let's zoom out for a moment and have a look at where we're at. This is the others versus Bitcoin chart. Now, as you can see, it looks significantly lower than it has been in history. If we go back to this time, which is 2017 bull market, you can see that others rallies very, very strongly against Bitcoin. Again, we go to the end of 2021 bull market into early 2022. Others rallies very strongly against Bitcoin. Remember, these are small caps and Bitcoin being our major cap. Okay, the less risky versus the risky. And you can see that despite all the pain and fear and worry that we're feeling, this doesn't seem to be able to break down below this level. And this level has been holding since back in 2017, which is nearly 9 years ago. And right now you can see every single time we're bouncing in and around this zone. It feels boring and painful, but I genuinely believe that every indicator, every piece of information, every piece of data is telling me, and that at some point this year we will see significantly higher prices for altcoins and Bitcoin. That's just my thoughts, and therefore I'm taking my money that I can afford to lose and positioning it in coins that I think are going to see better upside, based on the fact that I think we are somewhere around the bottom. Let me know down below. Do you think Bitcoin and the altcoins are ready to see some sort of a significant repricing? What do you think is the key catalyst that's going to launch this crypto market? But I know you're probably feeling like this is hopeless. I don't know when anything's going to happen. I've lost patience. So let me show you this chart, which I promised you I was going to show you slightly later on, that should give you a bit more clarity on what we could be expecting. And I reposted this over on my Twitter account, which is Peter_THOC. A lot of the things that I talk about in my videos, I basically share a lot of information over on Twitter first. So if you want to get that information nice and early, then make sure you're following me over there. You can see I've been talking about the HYG, IEF stuff, etc. But I also talked about this, which is a post from James Easton UK, and this is showing us something very interesting. It's showing you the production cost for Bitcoin or Bitcoin mining production cost versus the Bitcoin price. And you can see since 2019, this is showing us a very interesting pattern. The green line, which is the production cost, basically hovers around underneath the Bitcoin price. Now and then, very, very rarely, does the Bitcoin price dip underneath this particular area. And as you can see right now, we are pretty much underneath this area. Now, if you're going to look back in time, the last time that we saw a significant move under this area was all the way back in the end of 2024. We then saw another move under this area in the end of 2022. Pretty much, we only ever seem to spend a few weeks with Bitcoin below this particular price. And right now, we appear to be heading that way, so it probably tells us that we don't really have more than a few more weeks at these discounted rates. And that's just data. There's no emotion in that. It's just what we're seeing. I have done my best to try and go out there and find bearish arguments to counter what I'm talking about. If you can put me on to something that's worthwhile, that isn't just another moving average chart, or the fact that the price has gone down already, or this is a bear flag, or this looks like the last bull market. Because ultimately, what sort of a market maker makes the exact same pattern that we saw in the last bull market to try and tell everyone what's going to happen next, so the retail feel happy that they got out in time and all that other good stuff? Then I'm happy to consider it. Because ultimately, I've been trying to convince myself why I should be bearish, and I just can't find a reason. Guys, if you want to pick up any altcoins or Bitcoin, you want to buy the dip, after doing your research and all of that good stuff, then make sure you use Bitunix, which is linked down below in the description. Mainly because they are going to be doing a lot of airdrops over the year ahead, where they're going to be contributing back towards my community, giving money back to you for supporting the House of Crypto and, of course, Bitunix. It's an exchange that you can use no matter where you are in the world, which is really handy if you're like me and you end up traveling quite a lot, or if you just want to be able to access all of the different altcoins without having to sign up through an exchange with all of your details, etc. Some of the lowest fees across crypto, and if you ever want tokens listed on there so that you can access them, just leave those tokens down below in the comments and I'll ask Bitunix to list them for you. Guys, if you made it this far through, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor as well, just leave a comment. If it's a full stop and you don't care, that's fine, but it really helps support the channel, especially in this time of difficulty. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so I can see you in another video this week. See you soon. Bye-bye.